Hello and welcome to Community Spotlight, where we feature local organizations and offices that serve our wonderful town of Goffstown. I'm Diane McCarthy. I am one of your hosts, and I'm here with Mark Sullivan, the president of our very own Goffstown Network Food Pantry. Welcome, Mark. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having
Great.
me, Diane.
Thank you so much for being here. So why don't you get us started by telling us about the food pantry? How long has it been operational?
Actually, it has been in operation in one form or another since the mid-'70s.
Really?
It actually started as a food closet at St. Matt's Episcopal Church by Reverend Bill Exner.
No kidding.
And over the years, because of the needs of the community, it's expanded.
Mm-hmm.
In the early 90s, we were incorporated as a nonprofit organization, and it's expanded since then to our present setup.
Fantastic. What is your mission?
Mission, quite simply, is to provide assistance for those within our area that are feeling food insecure.
Okay. Definitely a worthy cause. So how many families do you serve typically?
We typically, our numbers run around 84 or 5 families per month.
Really?
Our clients can come in once a month.
Mm-hmm.
And although the numbers do fluctuate a little bit, year on year, this past year, as compared to the year before, our numbers were about 15%, it increased about 15%. So we were averaging about 85 families per month.
No kidding.
And somewhat surprisingly, the numbers of families increased by nearly 60% year on year. So it's a need that we're certainly seeing within the community. And we just try to anticipate what the needs will be and be there to provide assistance.
Definitely. So what goes into feeding all these people?
A lot of volunteer hours.
Yeah.
Our organization is 100% volunteer.
Okay.
And we probably have over 50 active volunteers doing various jobs. In fact, the pantry is open right now, where we probably have 5 or 6 volunteers working. So we have a crew or a number of volunteers that work our shifts. We're open twice a week, Wednesday evenings from 6 to 7:30, and Saturday mornings from 10 to 11:30. So we have staff of volunteers during those times. We also have a crew of folks that pick up food at the food bank and USDA, help with the picking up food at the various drives that are done on our behalf. So we have a lot of folks that do things behind the scenes that allow us to keep the pantry operational.
That makes sense. It's a huge undertaking. So the logistical challenge in terms of collecting the food, getting it from point A to point B, is quite the lift.
It really is.
Yeah.
And we're very fortunate to have a group of folks that are really available almost on a moment's notice to help, whether it be a weekly pickup at the New Hampshire Food Bank or at the USDA or just around Market Basket, Hannaford's. It's an amazing group of people.
You have a fantastic network of people.
We do.
You do. You're so fortunate. So who is eligible to go to the food pantry?
Well, that's a good question because we don't turn anybody away. We do. We're part of the Emergency Assistance Food Program through the USDA, Department of Agriculture, and they require a certain amount of information as to who is utilizing the food pantry. And so when a new client comes in, we do take a brief application, and we do follow the income requirements of USDA. However, if we have an individual or a family that exceeds USDA income levels, they still are very much eligible to come to the pantry. The requirement would be that we really can't give them any food that we obtain from USDA.
Got it.
But the net result is they get as much assistance as anybody else. We just shift what they get.
Fantastic.
So really, the long-winded answer to your question: anybody who feels they are in need is eligible.
Great, thank you. Are folks able to get anything else besides food at the food pantry?
We over the last couple of years, we've had an individual volunteer that has really taken a hold of our personal care section, so that in addition to the food, now soap, toothbrushes, any personal care item that can be imagined is available to them, for the diapers, for infants and toddlers, the full gamut. Which is really something that is very popular with our clients.
Well, it's a great idea, and honestly, too, it's so important how you feel and your personal hygiene and just for the way you feel as a human.
That's right.
Yeah.
As you can imagine, some folks are reluctant to come to us to really say, that they need something. And that is something we feel very strongly about in dealing with them, to make sure that they're comfortable when they come in, whether it's on the personal care side or the food side, to make them feel as though we're here to help and to provide a need. And there's no need for them at all to feel uncomfortable about coming in.
Fantastic. One of the programs that I know took a lot of thinking outside the box and just navigating was your weekend backpack program. Can you tell us more about that?
That continues to be a work in progress. Diane Macon runs that for us. And, it did start out as, how about we try this? We knew there was a need, through her contacts in the school system. And we tried to figure out what best to do. So we started really small in providing packs of food for kids who were identified from within the school system to bring home during the weekend. And really was the design of it was to provide them with a number of meals through the weekend, to provide them from Friday to Monday. And that has expanded to the high school as well, where we provide food in a canteen type environment that they have, so the students can come in whenever they want and take from that. And now I think the last count in terms of the backpack program or bags of food, I believe we're providing over 60 bags a week now to the various schools. It has really increased over the last 6 to 9 months. And we anticipate that may increase even more as more, become aware of it's available. And show the need and to let us help them out. So it's something that we're really thrilled, with the way that we're able to help, in addition to what we do at the pantry.
You really should be. I think it's so much to your credit that you're able to offer this program. I'm not sure if you're aware, but there are numerous communities throughout the state who struggle with this very problem. On different boards that I've been on, there has been that conversation around helping, communities meet that need. And I think it is so to your credit that you're able to do that.
Well, as I said, we really feel fortunate that we're able to do it. And as it expands, as we anticipate it will, we don't see any problem with continuing to fill the need.
It speaks volumes to our community and your agency. It
Well,
really does.
your point about the community. As you can imagine, we get food and donations, from the community at large. So it's really all of us just giving back and being able to provide those who are a little bit less fortunate. We get stuff dropped off all the time by individuals in the community. In addition to the schools, who do a terrific job for us. As we get close to the holiday season, they do an enormous food drive for us. Organizations like Rotary and the Lions, Hannaford, Market Basket, Panera, all pitch in to help us. And it's without them and without the volunteers, we wouldn't be able to exist. So, our hats off to them all the time.
Definitely. So we're coming up on the holidays, and I know for many, helping out at food pantries is synonymous with their holidays. Do you really have a busy time of year, or is it steady all year round?
It's steady pretty much all year round, but the holidays do get a little bit busier. We suspect that our numbers through November and December certainly will be up a little bit.
Okay.
But in addition to the normal pantry visits that our clients make, we do a special Christmas distribution for them and Thanksgiving. We do the Thanksgiving distribution out of St. Lawrence Church here in town. And for Christmas, we do an extra distribution during their regular visit to the pantry during December. So we're helping them out with both holidays. And it is something that we look forward to doing. And I know that the clients, look forward to it as well. So.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Are there any challenges that you're facing at this time?
I'm not sure that they're challenges. We do sometimes get concerned that, with what's happening in, the economy from time to time, that we won't be in a position to be able to help. That's probably our biggest concern. But the support we get from the community just puts those concerns right to the bottom, because we always are in a position to be able to help them. We have as I mentioned, we have a great volunteer staff. We almost have to put people on wait lists because we have too many. So that is no longer a concern. So, I guess we don't have any real concerns at this point. We're fortunate to be in the position that we're in because we're able to help. But if and when we have concerns, we know that we can raise our hand and that, the community will help.
I love that. I love that. So for those who are looking for help from you, how would they go about it?
As I said, the pantry is open twice a week.
So do they just go?
They can just come in.
Do they have to call first for their
No.
first visit
No.
or make an appointment? Just come?
Just come in. We take care of the application process during the first visit. And we do serve the towns of Goffstown, New Boston, and Dunbarton. If we have folks that come in outside of those areas, we always help them. And at the same time, we're giving them resources for the towns that they're in, so that they could go to a local pantry, whether it be Manchester or a surrounding town. So anybody can come in. We do have an application on the website,
Yeah.
so folks can fill it out in advance. It only takes a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Or they can call. So they most I think just come in. So it's a pretty easy and seamless process to get them going.
Okay. So for the folks who are looking to help you out, how can they go about that?
We are always looking for and receiving individual donations of generally non-perishable food. We're always accepting those. And folks, if they'd rather donate cash, we will accept that without question. And anybody can do that by sending it to the Goffstown Network, P.O. Box 603 here in Goffstown. And we will put it to work.
Got it.
We will put it to work.
So is there generally a list of those items that you need most of?
There's, I believe we still have a list on the website. Things that are popular, tuna, meals in a can, mac and cheese. Those types of things are very helpful. But when folks come in, they do get soup, pasta, tomato sauce, mac and cheese, tuna. We give them a whole array, and with meat, milk, cheese, vegetables as well. So really anything that you can think of that folks eat in their own homes, is something that we can certainly utilize and push out the other door.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing about working for the food pantry?
It wouldn't be the salary. I say it as we close out each annual meeting. When we're working a shift on a Saturday or a Wednesday evening, you might go into it saying, a couple of other things I'd rather be doing, but at the end of each shift, we know we've done something good.
Yeah.
And that's what the good thing is. Giving something back and helping folks in need.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Sweet. So what else would you like the community to know?
I think the one thing is that we're there. We've become active on Facebook. I kid them. We have a couple of directors that have recently come on that have brought us into the 20th century in terms of our communication. So Facebook, we do have the website. We try, with the schools and to let folks know we're here, and to know that if they have any qualms at all, any concerns about food insecurity, we're there to help.
Yes. And you are there at the St. Matthew's Parish House?
Yes, I should have mentioned it. We are at the Parish House at St. Matt's.
7 North Mass.
St. Matt's should get a shout out. They allow us to utilize their space, both upstairs and downstairs in the Parish House. They're a wonderful partner for us, and it'd be very difficult to do what we do without them. Yeah.
Great work. Great work. Well, thank you, my friend. I think this wraps this up for us. It's been wonderful to have you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to come in, because it's one of the ways to get the word out.
Yeah, my
Appreciate
pleasure.
it.
So thank you all for joining us this evening. For more information about the food pantry, you can visit them on the web at goffstownnetwork.org. Fantastic. Thanks so much.